All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Welcome in, everybody. We are getting some pumpage on the Bitcoin price today, on the crypto prices today. Welcome in, Ryan Hansen. Welcome in, DJ3 or R Pink. Welcome in. Thank you for being here and thank you for modding. Yes, guys, please hit those like buttons. If you get any sort of insight into the market today from the video, please hit the like buttons. Graham Smolinski, welcome in. And Andy, what's up, man? We are out here. Thank you for being here and thank you for modding. Quiles 1100, CJ, thanks, guys. Spin B, welcome in as well. You're in a long. Awesome, man. Yeah, I would hold that long open because we might be going a little bit higher, but we're going to talk about that right now. J Long, welcome in. BSG, welcome in. Let's see. Team B Willa, Bubba Trading. Awesome, guys. Welcome in so much. So, guys, Bitcoin is seeing a bit of a pump today, and we're seeing a pump on some increased volume, and we're coming up right now. Let's zoom out to the hourly chart here. We're coming up right up to our swing failure pattern of the highs from December 3rd, excuse me. And it is also another back test of this Fibonacci channel. And earlier in the week, I was actually leaning to come down a little bit lower, but I did say one of the bull scenarios was seeing a sort of a double 1-2 in here, a double 1-2, and then pushing up in a third wave. So even if this third wave is ending here and we get a little retrace in a 4, we could be looking for a couple 4-5s potentially to come up to that point of control. And if we close the weekly candle back above about 94.2, it could look pretty good for Bitcoin, and we could get some much bigger pushes to the upside. I do have to say, we're at resistance. I did post in the Telegram earlier. I am short from about 94.100, about 94.100, 94.200-ish as a hedge. And yesterday, in the video yesterday, guys, we were in this general little bit area just down in here. And I talked about how our local support below us was at about 87,500 or 89,500. We did come down and we just tapped that box of that support there where that golden pocket was, but we took out the lows and we were looking to take out those lows, internal liquidity grab into your golden pocket. And so if you did catch that, that happened late last night for me, so I did not catch that position. But I still had a little bit of my long position open from 84,600 around in this area when we reclaimed that daily level and that naked daily point of control. And now I have taken out, there's like 5% of that trade left open. And honestly, I should probably just close it, but let's leave it open just to see if we can come a little bit higher, just, scrape a couple more dollars there. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. Baby Genius, welcome in. Brother, ready for the inside, my friend. Yeah, we did get some great trades, guys, and there is a lot of good trades that could be coming up here soon. Rectful, welcome in, and Dr. Rex, take no risk, welcome in. Interested in a short around 96. Yeah, 96.5, 96.6 for me is an area where I definitely will be looking to enter short. Even if it's just, guys, say we do pump up here in this, finishing this impulse here, and we pump up to 96.6. Shorting here just to back test this Fibonacci channel. And if we hold this back test, yeah, we could push up much, much higher there. But even a scalp short 96.6 down to about 92, 94, 400, 94, 500, and leaving some of it open just in case we fall back below, we might see a much bigger drop here. So, and one of the possibilities we were talking about was seeing that bigger corrective move, that wave 4 corrective move. Because remember, guys, overall, the probability is still lower on the daily time frame. On higher time frames, we still are in bearish market structure from our all-time high, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And this is our first little break in market structure where we're making higher highs and higher lows. But all of this could still be sort of this contracting diagonal that breaks down, and we could continue continuing the overall larger downtrend. So once again, we're at a very, very key backtest area. And to me, the second we start closing daily candles above our Fibonacci channel, I'm going to have to flip my bias a little bit to some bullish price action. But until we do, I am still leaning more macro bearish and seeing this as an overall higher time frame backtest where we could drop back down and take out the lows and come down to 78K, 77K, or even come down to take out our 74.5K lows and come down to 70K. So for me, yeah, another key bearish back test happening right now. And guys, I've talked about this many, many times on these high time frame pitchforks and channels. Oftentimes you will see multiple tests of it. And if you do reject on like a third test, it's usually after the third tap where you do see that big drop down. And you could say it's maybe like a Model 1 distribution up here. So this is key. This is really, really key what's happening right now. If we can close above, I'm going to say, hey, maybe this is our bullish scenario playing out, a 1-2, 1-2, and we're about to break out in a big third wave here and then start to see more upside potentially coming out to take out your 107K highs all the way up in this general area here. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking at seeing develop over the next couple of days. This back test, once again, is one of the most important back tests on the chart right now that we're watching for. And so far, we are seeing the confirmed swing failure pattern on the hourly time frame. We did confirm that swing failure pattern, and we are below the level. So we do need to watch of a potential drop here. Now, I want to, before we go into anything else real quick, I just want to show you guys the order flow, what's happening here on the order flow. Really just concerning the last couple hours of pumpage here, the big push that we saw from this morning. But if we look at our order flow and this is aggregated open interest, so this is taking into account most of the major exchanges, major derivatives exchanges. Excuse me, I'm having a hard time talking right now. Let me get a drink of water real quick, guys. All right. So what we saw at the beginning of this pump here is primarily this was a short squeeze. You can see here our open interest was steadily decreasing as we started to push up here. And a forced close of a short is a market buy. And that's why your CVD was rising in this area. Even though we were dropping in open interest, your CVD is rising because a forced close of a short is a market buy. So that's going to come in on the CVD going up. And that short squeeze pushed us up pretty aggressively. But this is something to be a little bit concerned about. And I talk about this a lot on the channel. But if a short squeeze, once a short squeeze ends, if new money doesn't come in to support the position, it can just fall right back down. And even more concerning here is look at towards the end when we started seeing that rise in open interest. So that is really from this area to this area here. We saw that rise in open interest and a lot of fresh longs stepping in. So long stepping in towards the top of our pump, right up into our resistance. We saw long stepping in. Now, a lot of those longs are still in profit because, some of them, this little section up here is underwater. But if we start to lose this, we could see those longs we could see a long squeeze to the downside. Those longs could get trapped and it could be fuel to bring us to the downside. So we have some longs towards the top that are concerning. These late longers tend to ruin it for everyone else. But, and of course, when we took out the highs, we took out 94K. We saw some stop out of positions, some liquidations, some stopping out of positions. That's why your open interest dropped pretty aggressively. And then what we are seeing right now from this low here about, 2 hours ago or so, you can see our open interest is now steadily increasing. And if we look at our CVD here, our CVD was up here at those lows, and our CVD overall has been dropping here. So we have seen some shorts coming in, including myself, fresh shorts coming in upon losing that 94K, 94.1K swing failure pattern level, that prior high. And what's either going to happen here, guys, is because Bitcoin is not really falling, even though new shorts are coming in, we're either going to take these shorts in this little range here of the past hour or so, and it's going to cause us to continue pushing higher, and this third wave might not be over. Or once again, the bearish scenario is these late longers are going to get trapped, and we're going to be fuel for the downside, and we could see a quick move back down there. What we are seeing here as far as our test, if we go back here and we're going to zoom on to the 12-minute time frame, we have not come up to our golden pocket. So we made our initial high earlier today, and then we saw a bit of a drop down to this low. So if we're looking at just this little chunk of price action here, oftentimes after you lose a key level, you'll come back up and you'll hit the golden pocket. Now, we have not broken market structure bearishly, not even on low time frames, really. Like, let's zoom into the 5-minute time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, you're still not really breaking market structure bearishly. So you have to say right now the trend is strong. The uptrend is strong, the intraday uptrend. But if we look at that golden pocket pulled from the highs from a couple hours ago to the lows that we made of this little itty bitty kind of flag or channel we're seeing, this ascending channel, that golden pocket has not been hit yet. You can see it was front run with this high right here. So if we do come up and hit into this golden pocket, which is also going to be the back test of that Fibonacci channel, we might see that as the area where we could see a bigger dump down. So this golden pocket around 94.2 to 94.222 to 94.258, let's say, is going to be on Coinbase anyways. That's the Coinbase levels. And we'll be watching that. So actually, let me do this right now while we're live. We're just going to set in a little alert here to see if we pump up. We are still pushing pretty strongly here. And guys, it does look like we can break out here. I want to show you guys. We're going to go into the total market cap in just a second, but let me check the chat. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate y'all. False Prophet, welcome in, man. It's good to see you in here. False Prophet, I still haven't got a hold of the guy who won the 3 months of NAMI. I've reached out to him, but he has not contacted me back. So just to let you know, I still intend to give him that free 3 months that you honored for Black Friday, but he has not reached out to me. And I'm just waiting to hear back from him. Joe Alexander, welcome in. Let's see, the short you mentioned from 94. Yeah, it's above the stop. Bubba Trading. If you take the short on a swing failure pattern, so I took the short upon losing the level, your stop is going to go above that recent wick. And you have to calculate your position size based off of this percentage here. But on a swing failure pattern short, you're going to put your stop above that wick. Okay, guys, we are hitting into that golden pocket right now. So let's zoom in here. Do we see some bear divs on the chart? Right now, everything looks pretty good. No, we're not really seeing any bearish confirmations here on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute here, 5 minute chart. No, nothing really here, guys. Money flow looks pretty good on the 5 minute. And if we go to the 15 minute here, yeah, money flow looks pretty good. I am not willing to short this quite yet on this golden pocket drop. There's just not enough for me. I mean, I'm pretty much short from that same exact area anyways. But yeah, if you guys did miss the swing failure pattern, then you might be able to get into a trade in this general area, rejecting from this golden pocket. But for me, I don't see enough here to get into the short yet. Let's go to the 5 minute chart and let's look at NAMI here. Does NAMI have any bear divs? Not really. So NAMI is not seeing local bear divs on the 5 minute. And are we seeing local bear divs on the 1 minute here? No, not even really local bear divs. Not even local bear divs on the 1 minute on NAMI. So yeah, I mean, we are starting to reject from this golden pocket, but let's just see. We could just be coming down to kind of take out these lows and then, you know, push back up here. All right. Consolidation at the highs is usually a good sign for more upside. Yeah, consolidation, I mean, it depends. You know, if you have consolidation with bear divs and you're getting those higher highs, confirmed bear divs, that can be a more of like a distribution, like a mini distribution. But when you're seeing consolidation like this and money flow looks good and there's no bear divs, then yeah, that means it wants to keep going here. Mind Tapestry, welcome in. It's good to see you as well. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Mind Tapestry. And please, guys, hit those likes. Let's get the likes up today, and let's see if we can't get this video popping. You know, we actually have some really good levels, price action happening on the charts right now. We can see if we can get into some live trades as well. Guys, I am looking at Ethereum around 3,600 to 3,650 as a potential short, like a really, really good short position. And I am still long on Ethereum from the bottom, the pitchfork midline. Let me zoom out on this because Ethereum is looking bullish against Bitcoin. So, and Ethereum is already breaking above our key $3,300 level. I'm actually looking at that as a potential to add to my long position. I did take some profit there earlier, but I got into a trade in, actually was in this general area here. And I'm 75% out of that trade, but I plan to add now that we're breaking above some key resistances here. But 3,600 to 3,650 up here is going to be a really important level, and I'll explain that in just a bit here. But if we can get into some live trades, that would be really nice to see. All right, what would be crazy if this bull flag is real and plays out? Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Low time frame bull flag, I think you're talking about. Liquidity still looking to grab. Now, guys, we are coming up to hit some key liquidity. So this is the Model 3 chart. It's the aggregated chart, all the major exchanges. You can see that we are actually coming up and grabbing some of the liquidity above those 94K highs. And this is the largest liquidity around us. So we're actually hitting it. We haven't taken all of it yet. And that's why we could get a little bit more pushes to the upside here. But we have to be aware that these major liquidity grabs, remember, liquidities are levels where the market makers will hunt and trick people. You know, this could be a trap for retail where everyone's longing towards the top, longing right into resistance, thinking we're going to break a range, and then we just drop here. So just be aware, if you're not long from lower, I definitely would not be longing now. Even if you think it's going to go higher, you cannot long right here into resistance with proper risk management, I should say. You shouldn't, it's not a good practice to have as a long-term trader. Jafiel, welcome in, man. You long Sol at 132.2. Yeah, Solana, man, that's a good long position there. Right in here. Yep, that was really good. And I do think Solana we're hitting into that point of control right now of our pretty much 2-year long range. And in yesterday's video and all week, kind of last week, I talked about too, we're ranging in between the value area low and the value area low point of control. And this range here is also within our kind of pitchfork band here, but it was expected to kind of see a range between point of control, value area low, point of control. So if we can break above the point of control and flip it to support, I think we're at least going to make it up to your golden pocket, but we could push up a lot higher. We could push up to that like 172 area, which is the next very big resistance up here, where I'd at least be looking for at least a scalp short if we do get down there. Yeah, but that's awesome, man. I would be definitely holding that. Now, of course, you have to watch for these liquidity grabs in these sideways ranges, these liquidity grabs, because, you know, we had these double highs here. We got the liquidity grab, we dumped. We got the liquidity grab of this high afterwards, we dumped. So watch for this high. If we get a liquidity grab this high and then start to lose that point of control, we could see a much bigger dump to come take out all these higher lows on the chart here. But this is starting to look like a nice rounded bottom on Solana. We are at very, very key support on Solana. And yeah, if altcoins are going to break out, also what looks super nice here is look at this, you know, bull divs confirmed here, followed by a couple trigger waves and money flows nicely rising to the upside here, about just crossing over into the green on the 8-hour. So Solana could really start to pump here, guys. Solana and Ethereum, I'm thinking, could really start to push off here. Yeah, ETH headed for 3620. I think ETH is going to head to 3600 to 3650, guys. Hot Tamale, Travi Trades, welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see, thinking we're going to take one more high before the drop. Yeah, you got this is just so key. What is happening today is so key, and our daily candle close, and more importantly, our weekly candle close this week is going to be very, very important, guys. I'm limit order stacking 98 to 102 with a stop loss above 109. Okay, you're shorting. You're talking about shorting there at Bitcoin 98K to 102K. Missed a couple of entries, man. If anything is looking good, can you let me know? Yeah, we'll look at some of the altcoins, guys. We'll go through a lot of stuff today because it does look like we're going to get some good trades this week now, and tomorrow is the FOMC rate cut, and that could provide some volatility for us as well. Let's see, ETH to 3730 if it gets running hard. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, 3600 to 3650 is our real big resistance before then, but who knows? We might wake up to there. Okay, USDT. Yeah, we'll check out USDT dominance as well, and we're going to check out Bitcoin dominance. We'll check out XRP, but real quick, guys, I want to go into the total market cap here. And the total market cap. So remember a couple weeks ago when we were making lows on Bitcoin at 80.5K, this area here, I was talking about us coming down to the bottom of the pitchfork here. And that was so key. This has been our pitchfork structure of our wave 3 of our big impulse, weekly impulse. But this pitchfork has been golden the entire year of 2025 and even some of 2024. It's been so golden. And I said, we have not in the entire year of 2025, which is all this price action here, we have not come down and tested the bottom of the pitchfork. And so when we first came down here, when was that? Friday, that week, I think it was not Friday, but I think it was, maybe it was Friday. It was either that Friday or that Monday. I talked about how, guys, we're hitting the bottom here, and I expect at least some bounce, even if it's going to be a bounce to come up to the pitchfork band, before losing this thing and seeing a bigger dump in a bear market, I expect some sort of bounce. And we are seeing that bounce from the bottom of the pitchfork. So we got the wick below it. We saw a nice bounce. We got the bullish back test right into that golden pocket 786 area. And now we're pushing up here. And I do think this pitchfork band where our golden pocket is could give us a little bit of resistance here. And we could see, even if we're going to see a pullback to like local golden pocket, lower high, golden pocket pulled from this low to wherever this high is going to be. We got to see what's going to play out. But we are bouncing at key support. And more importantly, the total market cap is holding its bullish structure. Bitcoin had lost its bullish structure. So let me go ahead and go back to pretty much this fib channel is its bullish structure. So Bitcoin has lost the bullish structure, and we're in the process of a bearish backtest, trying to get back inside of our bullish trend for the entire bull market. So once again here, if, lost it, close weekly candles below it. If we see these 3 taps and we start to dump, I do expect new lows to come in. Now, on the other hand, what's looking a little bit more likely right now with today's pump and not really rejecting from this area, if we can get back inside of it, maybe we're going to reject from that POC, but we're going to back test and we could get back inside and, come up to take out these general highs in here, or even push to your golden pocket, which we can pull that golden pocket now from the all-time high down to our 80.5K lows. This golden pocket between 109 and 111 is going to be really, really important. And actually, I want to look at this upper range here as well. So let's pull this upper range. Yeah, your point of control is also going to be in that range there. So 109 to 111. I'm talking about right now, if we're about to impulse up right now, seeing a bigger impulse, then a corrective move and another impulse up, and overall in a 535 corrective wave up to this golden pocket. Because now that we've broken weekly market structure bearishly, on the weekly time frame, it is more probable, not guaranteed, but more probable that we're going to we just put it in a lower low. Now we could put in a lower high at that golden pocket before seeing the downtrend continue. So this, if we do make it up here, this could be like, gosh, your spot take profit level. If we're about to go into a bear market, that's got to be, everyone was saying, well, I didn't take profit up here. Well, now this could be your chance to take profit. The question is this going to be the lower high before making another lower low on macro timeframes? We're not even there yet, guys. We can discuss that more after we find out what happens down here, if we're going to reject down here or if we're going to continue pushing up. What I wanted to show you guys real quick here, this is our multi-cycle pitchfork. This is the big multi-cycle pitchfork. And what we do see a lot on these high time frame pitchfork and channel structures is you will often see 3 taps of it. So we had, a tap 1 here. This was kind of a failed auction range. I consider this 1 tap, a failed auction range. And then you add your tap 3. And upon tap 3, you can see we wick past it just a little bit, but close the daily candle below. And that's when you saw your big rejection. So if you think in terms of this, oftentimes on these macro structures, you see 3 taps. And then if it rejects on that 3rd tap, that's when you really start to dump. Now, keeping that in mind, if we zoom in and we go down to this bearish backtest of this Fibonacci channel right now, well, we had the 1 tap, we had the 2 tap, and today is our 3rd tap. So depending on what happens here today, if we start to reject here and, really start to lose like 91K, we could be seeing that ultimate rejection to come down to take out your 80.5K lows, coming down to like 78K or so. Wow, that golden pocket did give us a nice rejection. Okay, golden pocket so far is giving us a nice little rejection. I don't know if any of you guys are in on a short trade, but that was an area where you could have looked at entering a short. Now, right now, locally, we got to play this local range. So this low at 93,540, 93,550-ish, excuse me. If we come down here now and we SFP our range lows and then we start to push back up, it could be just a little bit of a range that is developing at our resistance level before continuing to the upside. Now, if we lose that and start closing even like 15-minute candles below that, I think we're at least going to drop down to our VWAP, but we could be seeing that big rejection, the actual confirmed swing failure pattern short that could play out to be a much larger short to the downside. Okay, USDT breaking on a channel, XRP. Okay, yeah, we'll check BCH. We can check XRP, Aster. We're going to try to get to as much as we can today, guys. Let's see. Hey, Divine, do you have the long-term pitchfork for BTC set from? Oh, the long-term one. Okay, this is my multi-cycle pitchfork. let's go onto the weekly time frame here. And if we're looking at this multi-cycle pitchfork, this is pulled from the COVID 2020 lows up to your 65K highs down to your bear market lows of November of 2022. So those are your three pivots. If you want to see those pivots, that's your three pivots there. You can pause the video if you want to. So pretty much 3,782 up to 65K, down to 15K. And you know your settings 0.5, 618, and 1, and then you're going to be using a skiff pitchfork for that. But yes, that is the multi-cycle pitchfork for Bitcoin. Now we're also looking at a couple other pitchforks here. So let me come onto this one. This is our Fibonacci channel, and this Fibonacci channel has been respected throughout the entire bull market, highly respected for all-time highs. And it's our first loss of the channel in the entire bull run, and that's what is a little bit concerning here. And of course, we have some other pitchforks we're looking at as well. If I go, actually, before I do that, let's go zoom out to the 2-day chart, and I will show you guys on my Bybit chart. This pitchfork here is going to be really important too, because as you can see, for all of the year of 2025, the major swing highs and swing lows, rejection top of the pitchfork, rejection top of the pitchfork, bounce from the bottom of our band, our upper band. This upper band was acting as resistance in 2024. And then we came up and we formed that distribution range at the top of the pitchfork again. And what happened? We distributed all the way down to the pitchfork band again. And now we're breaking that pitchfork band to the upside. So this is in some ways bullish. This pitchfork to me has been a super highly respected pitchfork. And yeah, we're just going to be watching, because oftentimes you'll see ranges form in and around these pitchforks. So are we going to form continue to range within here before either dumping down or breaking it up? Right now, we're not out of the woods yet, guys. We are still rejecting, or we're still not able to close a daily candle back inside our fib channel. So I want to see that daily candle close. It looks strong today. Obviously, it looks strong. Everyone's getting excited. We're seeing the pump happen. But just be aware, guys, this could be a trap right now. This could be a trap to see some wreckage here. Okay. Decrypto, welcome in. French Toaster, welcome in. Thank you guys for being here. All right. CJ Divine, are you still looking for lows, or do you think we are entering the bull market? Well, here's the thing. I don't think we're as far as high time frame technicals go, and I'm basing my bias off the technicals. I do still think we're either towards the end of the bull market, or we're just starting the bear market now over the past month or so. But for me, my bias is going to flip. So my bias overall right now is still bearish, and it will be bearish until we start closing daily candles above this fib channel. Until we start closing daily candles above the fib channel, I am not bullish. If we start closing daily candles above the fib channel, I think we can get a bigger move up, but I'm still not calling for new all-time highs. I'm saying we're probably going to get a bigger move up to retest that golden pocket between 109 and 111, or potentially even come up to let's zoom out to the daily chart, potentially even come up, let's grab our volume profile here to our value area high of our macro range volume profile. And that is going to be around 117. If we pull that Fibonacci from the all-time high down to our lows, and we look at just the 786 here, and remember, this is more than a 30% drop to the downside. It's a 36%, I believe. Yeah, a 36% drop. So we want to set this log based off fib based off log scale here. And that 786 around the value area high. Actually, in this case, the non-log 786 does look closer to that value area high, but that's improper use of the technical analysis. So, but yeah, I think even if we are going to see a big pump over the next month or so, we have now a higher probability to make a lower high before making another lower low and starting a larger bear trend because of the weekly market structure being broken bearishly. Crypto Clan World, welcome in, man. Thank you for being here. Okay. Where would you set a stop loss before flipping resistance? Just in case, but not enough to work into it. And not low enough where I'm missing gas. Okay, are you talking about the low time frame trade that we just took, the intraday trade? So if you're short right now, you had a chance to short the swing failure pattern around 94.2, or just short that golden pocket we just hit right around 94.2. If I shorted this, like just now, we were talking about this right before it happened on the stream. If I shorted that golden pocket, my stop would be above this high, this local high, because your theory is that we're grabbing liquidity above our prior highs, and then we're gonna dump here. That's your trade plan. So you can see we grabbed the liquidity, and now we might dump here. So if your trading plan, if you break these highs again, then your trading plan is wrong, and you need to get out of your trade and get stopped out. So my stop would be above these highs around 94. They're at 94,650-ish, let's say. So I would put it, maybe 95K, or 94.8, let's say 94.7, 94.8. And of course, the TP for this thing, of course, VWAP is always going to be a target, especially on a bullish day. Once you start to make some space between the VWAP and the price action, oftentimes that price action will kind of retrace back to the VWAP. And if it's going to remain a bullish scenario, it will bounce from the VWAP and then just keep heading back up in the trend. So the VWAP would be a TP1 for me. Now, knowing that this could be a major swing short area where we're going to reject on a third tap of the pitchfork or the fib channel, I'm going to be leaving some of this open, at least 50% of it open, to come down to take out your 80.5K lows, and even to come down to possibly even 74.5K. And the reason why I say that, guys, I just have to clarify, the reason why I'm still thinking that is because we still haven't closed daily candles back inside of our pitchfork, inside of our fib channel, excuse me. And because of, let me just get this real quick, because the larger corrective move that we could be seeing. So let me zoom out here on this. Remember, we're looking at seeing a potential ABC correction in here. So we had our 5-wave weekly impulse for most of the bull market, ended in about February, middle of January, February. And then since then, we've been seeing a flat correction in here. And remember, our B wave targets rejected exactly from that 1.382 flat target. And then in a C wave, you want to see an impulse to the downside. So far, this push down from the all-time high does look like a double 1-2 impulse and has not been invalidated yet until we hit 97K, 97,184. That will invalidate this as an impulse to the downside. Until then, we have to say this is still looking more like an impulse to the downside, which we can say the probability is to come to take out your 74.5K lows if we're going to see that bigger flat correction in here. So yeah, and as far as that impulse goes, guys, this impulse here from the all-time high down, we are still looking at it as a double 1-2 impulse. And let me go back to the Coinbase chart, because this wick here on Bybit, I don't like Bybit's chart for that. But if we go to the Coinbase chart and we're looking at that push down from the all-time high, we're still looking at this as a wave 1, a wave 2, a secondary wave 1, a secondary wave 2. All this drop was our third wave, volume increasing as we dump to the downside, the longest, strongest, most volume-filled wave. And then our wave 4 target is between the 382 and the 0.5. But until you hit the golden pocket of your wave 3, so we can pull that from 107.5 to 80.5, the golden pocket is coming in at 97,180, 97,184. If we hit that, that'll invalidate this double 1-2 impulse. Until we hit that, this is still the highest probability based off market structure and based off of just the Elliott wave theory that's playing out. So I have to say, let me just clean this up locally here. I have to say, until we can break back inside this Fibonacci channel, this could all just be a wave 4, and this wave 4 could be a more complex correction in here before seeing a 5th wave to the downside, and then another 4, and then another 5. Because if you have 2 1-2s, you need 2 4-5s, and you have your 3rd wave in here. So let's see how this plays out. Right now, we are at that key back test, and this daily candle close is going to tell us a lot today. And if we start to really reject from this area, it's going to be, in my opinion, a little bit bearish here. Which pitchfork do you have, which includes the 94K? So there's two. This, first of all, this is not a pitchfork. This is called a Fibonacci channel. If you go into your fib tools, you can see fib channel right here. So that is this fib channel. And this fib channel, if you zoom out to the weekly time frame and you go on to the very bottom of the bull market here. So you put it on the bear market lows, then you put it on the higher low here at September 11th of 2023 at $24,900. And then your third pivot of that channel is going to be at the high on April 10th of 2023 at $31,050. So those are your three pivots. And of course, 1.618 Fibonacci extinction, the 2.0, 2.618. Really, those are the important ones. And then, of course, the 3.618. But that's quite high and quite unattainable for this bull market because it's such a steep trend. In order to get up there, you'd have to be going up to 600, 700,000, So in my opinion, we're probably not even going to make it back up to the 1.618 again at 221. But that's the pivot. And then as far as the pitchfork goes, if we look at the pitchfork, let me go ahead and turn off this macro fib channel and we'll go into our wave 3 pitchfork. This wave 3 pitchfork, it's pretty much the same. It's different pivots. So it's the lows of September 11th at 24,900 up to your 2024 all-time high, 73,835 down to your 49K lows. And those are the three pivots. And this is going to be a modified skiff pitchfork here. Well, actually, skiff pitchfork. Yeah. And that pitchfork here is on Coinbase. It's a little bit different on Bybit. So on Bybit, this wick down here was a lot longer. So it changes the pitchfork a little bit. But if we go let's just go on to the daily time frame. You can see once again, this pitchfork has been really highly respected. Rejected from the top, bounced from the lower band, kind of rejected the upper band, and we're still down below that pitchfork as well. See how we lost it? Bearish backtest, bearish backtest, bearish backtest. Okay, I get what you're saying about the three waves, but based on how I look at things with moving average, BTC has a date with 50 moving average on the daily after some consult. So Bitcoin has a date with the 50 moving average on the daily. Okay, let's see, where is that 50 moving average? 50 week moving average. Yeah, I could absolutely see that. Crypto Clown World, absolutely. And we know historically that Bitcoin, after losing the 50 week moving average within a bull cycle, it will bearishly backtest it before confirming the rejection and really confirming the bear market. So we had our distribution range up in here, distributed down and lost your 50-week moving average. Now, if we come back up, bearishly backtest that and reject, then yeah, you would still be expecting new lows. So absolutely, the major levels to be looking at are the level we're at right now, the pitchfork and the channel trend line. If you break above that, it's going to be your large range POC. And then above that, I would say, is the 50-week moving average. And that 50-week moving average is going to be coming in at, currently it's about 102K, 102.3, 102.4. So absolutely, Crypto Clown World, I totally understand what you're saying. And that is definitely a level I'm going to be watching as well for a potential rejection on the bearish backtest. Okay, let's get into some of the altcoins here. Real quickly here, I just want to talk about Ethereum. And Ethereum, I think that this area between 3,600 and like 3,700, let's say 36 to 3,700, is going to be a very, very key level because, first of all, we had our distribution range at the top of the pitchfork. We rejected. And this is what I mean by multiple taps, guys. We had the multiple taps, and after the multiple taps, that's when you reject, the big drop. And then we dropped all the way. So you can see here on this pitchfork, it's been so highly respected. First of all, the bottom respected, the midline formed that range, wick down to your VWAP, broke above it, flipped it to support, broke above the upper band, flipped it to support, pushed up. Now here we were ranging, and you can see on the November or the October 10th dump on Coinbase, we dumped straight to touch the pitchfork support, the bottom of the upper band. We saw that nice dead cat bounce, and then we started bouncing from the top of the upper band. Let me just get rid of this yellow line so you can see that. We started bouncing from the top of the upper band. Yes, wicking down below it on daily levels, but no daily candle closes below the top of this band. And you can even see on the dead cat bounce and on the wick on November 10th, the daily candle closed pretty much at the top of the band. But then we lost it, and we lost the lower part of the band as well. Once we lost it, this was also us. This day here was also us falling back with inside our 4-year long range. This range goes back. It's all of Ethereum's fair value for the last 4 years. It's the value area high. And falling back within the volume profile after seeing a failed auction above it on high time frames, like a weekly failed auction above it, that is a very bearish sign. So we fell down below it. We spent about a week to 2 weeks slowly rising up to bearishly backtest it. And when we got the rejection here on the bearish backtest, we expected new lows below this low. We got it. Came all the way down. And where did we come to? So we rejected from the channel after it was holding, or the pitchfork band. It was holding as support. Now it flipped into resistance. We rejected it. What used to be support became resistance. We rejected it. And we came down to our next major pitchfork level. Had a couple bounces from that pitchfork level. And now we're pushing up here. And we're breaking above our $3,300 level. Now, I had a box here because what did we have at $3,300? Well, first of all, we had our golden pocket pulled from those 3,600 highs down to the lows. You can see our golden pocket was there. We also had a naked daily point of control there that has now been tapped. It was right at 32.96. And it was also our VWAP from the $1,400 lows, our very important VWAP from the $1,400 lows. So I did have a TP there. Automatically got TP'd on some of my long position from Ethereum earlier today. But now if we're breaking above it with some nice volume. If we can flip it to support, then I think we're coming up to 3,600. And so I will be looking to re-add to my long position to bring it up there. Oh, let me check the chat. Let's see. Okay, cool. I was wondering if, because you guys are clicking things, if my sound went out. Is the sound okay, by the way, guys? Does the sound good? Let's see. Okay, well, let me continue here for ETH real quick. Our next big level of resistance on Ethereum is going to be 3,600. You can see that is the value area high on Coinbase of your 4-year long range. It's around 3584, but right above that is our golden pocket. Now this golden pocket was pulled from this big push down. Like if this is our wave 3, because remember all these are 1-2s in here, a bunch of 1-2s. You got your 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then this is your big third wave here. So hitting this golden pocket would invalidate the impulse down, because these could be 1-2s. This could be the big third wave, and then we could be seeing some 4-5, 4-5, 4-5s coming down to 2,200, 2,250, where our log golden pocket is. But if we hit this this golden pocket at 36.29, it will invalidate. Let me make sure that's the right golden pocket. Hold on here. Yes, that's the right golden pocket. So hitting this golden pocket would invalidate the larger impulse to the downside, but I still do think this is a very important resistance. It is the 4-year long range value area high. It is our golden pocket, and it's another back test, a higher time frame back test. We got our immediate back test of the pitchfork band. We rejected, made new lows. Now, if we get a higher time frame back test and reject, we can expect new lows down. And remember, I said we need some time to pass, maybe till like March, until this logarithmic golden pocket pulled from $1,400 to the all-time high. That log golden pocket's at 2250 to 2160. And we need some time to pass if we do come up here, reject, and kind of bounce around a bit in here before coming down and seeing that golden pocket be in alignment with that lower band down here. That could be a nice, and that could be all your 4 or 5s in here. If we're going to see the 1-2s happen for a couple months, the big third wave and the rejection. But there's not really a lot of resistance. You can see in here, there's not really a lot of resistance to come up to 3,600. So if we close the daily candle today above 3,300, which is where our lower golden pocket was, pulled from the last daily high to the daily low, 3,300 golden pocket. I can take that off the chart for now just to clean it up. Where your anchored VWAP is. If we close this daily candle above that, I expect continuation in the next days up to $3,600. Now, why 36 to 3,700? And that's a big range for Ethereum because we have liquidity sitting up at 36.58 and your 0.65 of your golden pockets at 36.82. So really this general area. Also, if we look at our levels on the chart, I believe we have a naked daily point of control up there. Let's see. No daily levels up there. No weekly levels up there. No naked monthlies. No naked weeklies. Naked daily point of control. Okay, we have one at 37.13. But either way, just with this being a macro golden pocket of your wave 3 and your liquidity grab into the pitchfork band and your 4-year long range value area high, you know, that's going to be a key level of resistance for me. And even if it's going to be this reject here, now come back to back test this anchored VWAP, flip it to support, and then continue pushing higher here. This is still a good short, at least for like a day trade short. Let's go to the 2-hour time frame here. Yeah, and I honestly, there's not a lot to keep us from coming back there. So right now, locally, we're breaking with some volume, some nice volume above that $3,300 level. Look at that nice spike in volume that we're seeing here. So if we come back now and back test this, I did take some profit there earlier. I might look to compound and add back in, knowing now. See, and the reason why you say, well, if you just took profit there, why would you just add it back? All you're doing is raising your position. Because when I took profit there at first, we didn't know if we were going to reject from that area. Now we've broken above it and are confirming a flip to support. So yes, I took some profit to be safe, but now I can, now that we're more certain that this might be pumping higher, if it backtests and holds, you can re-add in here with the confidence of knowing that it has a high likelihood to come up to 36 to 3,700. So, and we just, you know, yes, it's going to move up your average position or your average price there, position of the price of the position, excuse me. But you could be coming up to 3,600. Okay. What kind of mic do I use? I use a Shure mic, a Shure MVX or something. Shure is one of the really good microphones. It's a podcast mic. Okay. Now we look, I made it. Y'all can start now. Excellent update last night. David Brumblow, welcome in, man. It's good to see you. I listened and watched on a 2-hour drive I had last night. Awesome, man. Very thorough update. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, David, for taking the time to watch that and everything. I appreciate all of you guys. You know, you guys are, we really have an awesome community here and really educated traders. A lot of you guys are really, really educated. Ja Field, what if I told you I'm not wearing any pants right now? No, it's a joke though. I am. I'm actually wearing pants, just normal clothes, shirt, t-shirt and pants. Yes, absolutely. It's a great microphone. Okay, so let's get into some of the other altcoins. Let me scroll up in the chat and I'll look at this list of coins that we got here. Okay. Where were, oh, Sol. So I want to cover Solana real quickly. Solana, we kind of did cover it a little bit already, but and I've been talking about this for the past week, but we're forming this sideways potential bottoming accumulation range here. This could be accumulation, guys. At the bottom of your value area low. Now, this value area low goes back to March of 2024, our big range, our big upper range here. You can see this is our big upper range, and we have this upper range. Oh. Okay, sorry guys. Yeah, sorry about that. We have this big upper range and we're at the value area low of the upper range. It's also the bottom band of the pitchfork. You can see we rejected from the top of the pitchfork. We saw that little bit of a pushback above the pitchfork to hit our macro 786 Fibonacci. We also had a weekly level up here, and we worked our way down, bounced from the upper band, lost the upper band. This was our key VWAP area. We kept bouncing from our two VWAPs, VWAP from the all-time high, VWAP from $96. And once we lost that, and we also bearishly backtested the upper part of the band, bounced from VWAP, bearishly backtested the lower part of the upper band, bounced from VWAP, but then lost it. We lost our midline. We backtested our midline. We rejected there, so now we dropped to the lower band. The lower band also happens to be our value area low, so really big support in here, and this could be an accumulation range that's forming before we break up to at least test our VWAPs again at 172. 172 is going to be one of the most important levels for Solana. If we pump up there, first of all, you have this liquidity up here, and both your VWAPs are there. So if we're going to maintain a strong downtrend, we will, even coming up to 172, if we reject there, you might be seeing a big drop back down, even to your like golden pocket area, and kind of just chop until you come down to the bottom of the pitchfork. And if we lose this pitchfork, it could be bad news here. But this is looking pretty nice here. Rounded bottom here on Ethereum. We had the daily bull divs confirmed here, and now we're forming, money flows coming up here. It's pretty nice. Bull divs confirmed, money flow coming up here on the daily time frame. If we can close a daily candle above 144, that point of control at 144, it's like 144.2. No, exactly 144-ish. Then I do think we could continue pushing up here, potentially all the way up to 172. And so we're just consolidating within this range. Now, is there a probability that we take out the highs, our local highs of this range? So these would be the range highs at 146.92 or pretty much 147. And then we drop again. We could just come up here, take the liquidity, close below the POC, and then we could come now take the lows because we have higher low, higher low, higher low. We're building a liquidity trail in here. And if we reject after taking out these range highs, there's a possibility we could come down and sweep out all these higher lows in here. So, and then, or just continue the range, continue the sideways range. You don't even have to sweep out all of them. It could just be sweeping out this last higher low, and continue our sideways range here. And this could be an accumulation range in development, which we talked about a lot last week. We talked about this range continuing. And if you want to pull the volume profile of that range, you just look at all the price action really below the POC and in between the value area low and POC. We're at the value area high of our range right now. We've wicked up a little bit to hit the POC of the larger range, and this is going to be an important level here. If we can close a daily candle above 144, I think we make an immediate move up to 152. We might see something like this. Close above 144, 152 to 154, back test POC, and then we might make that move up to our 172 area. But Solana, I do have to say, Solana looks pretty good here, and I'm not longing here. Remember, what day was that? That was on Tuesday. We were down in this general area, and even Monday we were coming down to this general area. It was a golden pocket, and it was the bottom of our lower band. I was saying this could be a good area to long, guys. And if we lose that, then I was thinking about coming down to this area. But actually, you can see our green box we had in this general area. If I just extend this, and yes, we did get a pretty big wick past it, but this was our general area of support, and that's where we're bouncing from. And then if we lost it, this was our next big area to look for. And now we're just going to watch to see if this is going to be a kind of a topping reversal pattern where now we're going to dump all the way back down and see that range continue, or if we're going to break out here and see that nice rounded bottom that's going to really break up. So do we know what's going to happen? No, we don't. You know, that's the thing. As traders, you don't have to know what's going to happen. You mark out your key levels. You can look at your indicators to give you a bias. And right now with the bull divs we were seeing at the bottom, the nice trigger wave and money flow coming up on NAMI and Market Cipher B, yeah, maybe it is more probable we make a run for 154 and then 172. I mean, we're at the macro value area low, guys. We're considered undervalued on Solana for the past 2 years. It's right now in this range considered undervalued. Like today, it's considered at fair value. 144 is fair value. But if you're down in this area, you think the whales that are super bullish on Ethereum or on Solana are not accumulating in this area? That is going to be an accumulation range. If they're macro bullish and think that the bull cycle for crypto is going to keep going, of course, people are going to accumulate a strong altcoin like Solana here. So I would say, look for longs near the lows of the range, look for shorts near the highs of the range, but be aware that you could get stopped out on this. It could keep pushing. So make sure you're setting your stop losses on trades. Plan that trade out ahead of time. If you're wrong on that trade theory, get out of the trade. Okay, let's see. ETH, we did Ethereum, ADA and Doge. Yeah, we can check ADA real quick. ADA USD. Okay, ADA is actually breaking above our local resistance that we kind of had marked out here. It was our 0.236 Fibonacci, but really it was a daily level and a naked weekly point of control in between this box here. And we're breaking above it. Our next level is this naked daily at 48. But remember, the big level to be watching is, because last time we looked at ADA, let me zoom out here. Last time we looked at ADA, we were coming down to our macro point of control of this range, of all this range since December of 2022. So really the entire bull market. This is Cardano's bull market, excuse me. But on Cardano's bull market, if we were looking at a bigger, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move to the upside, and then we're looking after a 5 wave move, you want to make a 3 wave corrective move, overall making a higher low, and then you could see a big push up to new highs for the cycle. This move here, this corrective move, the 1-to-1 target for that corrective move was right on top of your point of control. And so we're bouncing from a macro point of control, like a 3-year long range point of control. December of 22 to December of 25 is 3 years, bouncing from the macro 1-to-1 and the macro point of control. And now we're pushing up here, breaking out of your local little range here, these local range highs, breaking this local range here. It was also our macro 786 Fibonacci, which is a common higher low area to bounce from. It was not from the bottom though. This was the 786 from the bottom, this guy right here. But oops, did I delete the wrong thing? Yeah. But macro support here. So yeah, even if we're going to bounce here, we could see a move up. And now, speaking of this impulse down from $1, if we look at our double 1-2s here, this could be a wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2. All of this could be your third wave here. Now we're looking at creating some 4 5s coming down and hitting that the macro log 786, which you should be using log scale because this is more than a 100% move to the upside between that low and that high. And that's also your monthly level. And there's the 1.236 is close by. But the impulse, the larger daily impulse here. So you have your 1-2s in here. If this is your third wave, your fourth wave is going to be able to retrace between the 382 and the 0.5. So we could retrace all the way up to 58 cents and still not invalidate this bearish scenario, this overall bearish scenario here of the double 1-2 impulse. But at the 382 is where I'm really looking for that rejection, because especially in a double 1-2, that 382 will often reject you a lot of times. And also remember, the 382 acts as strong resistance in a strong support or resistance in a strong trend. So if we come up to that macro 382 around 53 cents, that's also where your golden pocket is. Your last big golden pocket pulled from the last daily high to your lows. That's that golden pocket. So yeah, that's going to be an important level. Now, the other really important level before then, let me go ahead and take off this 236 real quick. The next big level before then is going to be a very, very important level where we could reject. And that is going to be between 48 and 50 cents. You can see really 48.8 and 50 cents. This area right here. If I can get it. And the reason why is it is a naked weekly point of control and a daily level, But look how important it is as a support resistance flip as well. Let me just go ahead and take this. And we're just going to pull this back to show you how important this is. Like, look at how it was a big support resistance, but a little bit of highs of this range. Yes, you saw a little bit of highs here. But support, you lose it. Now it could be acting as resistance. So it's also a major support resistance flip area. So I would say 48 to 50 cents. Actually, yeah, what is that? 50 cents. Around 50 cents, 50.34 to 50.78. That is going to be your big area. And you break above that, you go up to 53. There's nothing holding you from going up to 53. We're at a resistance right now, being that naked weekly point of control on a daily level. And we're kind of finding some resistance at the top of this box. We did wick a little bit past it. And the only thing in between is the naked daily point of control. Now, yes, volume levels are important. This naked daily point of control is also your prior lows. Here, prior big daily lows. So you also have to pay attention to that level just because it is prior lows in confluence with the naked daily. But for me, the bigger level is 50 cents. And we could, if Bitcoin's about to break back up, this could break up to 50 cents and then, maybe reject, come down, and then come up, continue working its way up here. So seeing something like this, maybe this, boom, and then coming up all the way. But remember that this macro 382, overall, our fourth wave, we could come all the way up to the 382 and then reject and come down, creating the double 1-2s, third wave, 4, 5, 4, 5. You want those 2 4 5s now. What we looked at a long here. I guess that was last week. We looked at a long in this general area to break those highs, and it looks like it is breaking those highs. But yeah, just be aware, guys. A lot of coins are at resistance, and we did wick a little bit past that resistance on a lot of those coins because it was a little bit of a squeeze. But just be aware that a lot of the coins are at resistance. Now, this does kind of look nice for a bottom. I think coming down a little bit lower here would have been better. But you can see, you could say this is like a left shoulder head, right shoulder, kind of that bottoming reversal pattern at your macro POC. I mean, that's nice there. I don't like how we didn't get bull divs down there. Well, let me pull this all the way. Okay. Yeah, I don't like how we didn't get bull divs. If we zoom out to the daily time frame, you can see coming into actually hitting the POC, we had the lower lows on the price action, but we also had lower lows and lower lows here. So to me, that kind of sucks that we didn't get the bull divs on the lows. If this was going to be a major low, you'd want to see some daily bull divs, and then we could see maybe a big reversal all the way up to your golden pocket. But now remember, if these are our 1-2s in here, 1 2 1 2, and this is the start of your third wave at 89 cents, you pull that golden pocket from the highs of wave 3 to the lows of wave 3, and between the 382 and the 0.5 is your rejection point. But that's more than a 30% drop, so you have to take that and based off log scale. Actually, that is based off log scale. Sorry. So this one isn't based off log scale. Let me make sure that's more than 30%. 58%. So yeah. Okay. These are the proper fib levels to be looking at potential rejections between the 382 and the 0.5. And we could come all the way up to that 0.5 and still not invalidate our overall bearish trend, our bearish impulse to the downside. Okay, Doge. Let's see. Where is it? Man, okay, that's awesome. Dogecoin is, and I know this chart's super messy, guys. I don't keep an object tree for Doge because I don't really trade Doge. So bear with me on how disgusting this chart looks. Yeah, I would say our next big resistance is still that purple box up there, between 16.15 and 16.57. That is going to be the value area low of your big range, and that range is this entire kind of sideways price action since this impulse to the downside ended. You can see very clearly this was a strong downtrend. Since then, that's our April of 2025. We've kind of been going sideways in here. And so if you look at the volume of that range, the value area low is at 16.5 or 16.35. And we could push up to backtest that value area low at 16.35. But the first thing we need to do, and it's also going to be the value area low of this drop. Actually, no, it's not. It's changed. Let me just get rid of this for a second. The first thing we need to do is get back above this pitchfork midline. And once again, guys, 3 taps. This could be our 3rd tap of resistance on this pitchfork. You know, tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. If we reject here, we might finally come down to your golden pocket at 12.2 to 11.8. And that golden pocket is pulled from the lows of the crash to your dead cat bounce highs. I will say this. This does look like a pretty nice descending channel. Let me throw that on there real quick. Actually, let's pull it down here. Yeah, okay. Very nice descending channel. Let me make this pink so you guys can see it a little bit clearer. And we'll make that 2 pixels. We're at the midline right now. And the midline is also your pitchfork midline. So this is our resistance locally for the day. If we can break and start closing daily candles above 15.25, that's when we can start really pushing up. But you're at that local resistance here. Now, if we zoom in onto the 2-hour chart, I would just be playing this bottom range here. So you can see all the price action below the midline and your pitchfork midline. This is your sideways range. So now if you want to look at scalping within this range, you're rejecting from value area high, channel midline, pitchfork midline. This is definitely resistance, guys. And we grabbed liquidity. Did we grab it? Let's see if we grabbed it. No, we actually have not come up to grab that liquidity. So we could see a bounce from this POC where we're at right now to come up one more time and actually grab the liquidity before actually really dumping, if we're going to dump here. But you're definitely at resistance right now. This was resistance up here. Pitchfork midline, channel midline, value area high. You can also see the nice bounce from value area low. You were kind of chopping out right around the bottom. You were able to reclaim it, flip it to support. Of course, you're going to push up. Okay, let's look at our naked weekly points of controls here. That's going to be an important naked weekly point of control. That's this week, though. I don't want to mark that out yet. It's only Tuesday. But it's probably going to be close to a naked daily as well. All right, let's mark that out. Naked daily point of control there. And then if we look at our golden pocket pulled from the lows of this last move up to the highs that we just made, golden pocket's going to be right there. And your value area low is very close by. So I'd say that the support level to be watching is kind of this area here. 14.17 to about 14 cents. Because once again, just like Solana, just like Ethereum, a lot of these coins could be forming bigger sideways accumulation ranges before they break up in another kind of mini bull run, or at least a mini altcoin season. But yeah, break above and start closing daily candles above this area. We have a very high likelihood to come up to this area. And then the next big target, I would say, is this naked weekly point of control and daily level right where your liquidity is. 18.6. I mean, once again, that box though is the first big resistance because it is the value area low of your sideways range. So purple box and then 18.6. Sorry guys, I know this chart looks disgusting right now. I just want to get off of it, man. It's let's go to the next one. Okay. Oh, USDT dominance. Okay, let's go to, well, first let's check out Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance here. Let's go here. We finally broke out of this channel. This was a very steep descending channel we were just looking at from this bottom price action. But you can see we're bouncing from the value area low of the range, of our sideways range. And this is all the price action after we lost our channel. So you can see this range is developing after we lost our channel. Yes, we do have the big wick from October 10th, but for the most part, it's a sideways range. We're just chopping around within it. So Bitcoin dominance is dropping actually right now. Money flow is coming out pretty nicely on the daily time frame, just crossing into the red. That means altcoins might move against Bitcoin. And remember, we were checking out like Ethereum against Bitcoin and Solana against Bitcoin. Both of them look like they're going to pump against Bitcoin. So, and with Bitcoin dominance dropping, we might be able to see a little bit of a mini alt push here in the next few days. Man, overall, I was still thinking that since we lost our trend, this was our 3-year long trend for Bitcoin dominance. Remember, we lost it, came down to your golden pocket, 786 area, bearish back tested the channel and the golden pocket. So we might come down to 55%. That's what we want to see, coming down to that 55.2. That's your weekly channel midline there. And the last time we touched it, we had a very strong reaction from it. But we might be able to see a bit of a drop and a little bit of an alt season to lose it. And money flow on the daily coming out like this, yeah, at least we could come down. And we did front run the 786 Fibonacci. And because of that, I think we could come down to make new lows. So if we take from the last big like weekly low to that high, and we turn on our 786 in here, we front ran that 786 just slightly. You can see that very slightly front ran that. So coming down again to actually tap the 786, maybe we're going to see a bit of a run on altcoins here. And we could get, you know, back test, come down here, swing fail pattern that low into there, sideways accumulation before either pushing back up or continuing to break down to 55. USDT, yeah, we're at the top of the channel, and we didn't quite SFP the highs yet, though. I would like to come a little bit higher to grab that liquidity. Dang. But here's the thing, guys. On this, let me just get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Remember, we were actually looking to come down to those prior highs to back test them. So we still haven't come down there. We rejected from the top of the channel. Actually, very nice. Look at rejected from the top of the channel, broke market structure, bearish back test to the top of the channel. So yeah, USDT dominance might keep dropping here. And that's actually a really good thing here. We might be able to see the money flow into the crypto coins instead of being in stable coins. The thing is, the big thing is this channel is a very important channel. You can see it goes really all the way back to November. This is your entire bull market here. This is your bull market trend for USDT. So seeing this rejection here was important. Now, if we pull this bottoming range here, this could be accumulation, guys, at the bottom before seeing USDT dominance break this channel and really push up here in a bear market. That's our bear market scenario, is that USDT dominance breaks up here. But we are rejecting from the top of the channel. We did hit the 886 here. And remember, in a larger downtrend, if you hit the 886, it does make it more probable to take out these lows. Not guaranteed, more probable. So, yeah, that's a little bit of hopium to come down that low, but we might be able to see that. We might be able to see a little bit of an alt season here. And The bearish scenario is that this is accumulation. You know, your left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. The top of the channel is kind of your neckline or your breakout zone for the Wyckoff accumulation. And we could be about to break up and, you know, come take out these highs up here. All this liquidity up here. But this rejection here and then the bearish backtest with a lower high rejection was pretty important. I mean, look how nice that was there. Let's pull our golden pocket and see, was that? Yeah, it was between your golden pocket 786 there. Okay. Now, just a little hint for you guys that want to make descending channels. When you have a high like this, and then you reject from your golden pocket on the lower high, make that your 2 pivots of a channel, and then bring it down to the initial lows. And there's our descending channel. Let me make that blue now. And sure enough, we could just keep grinding down within this channel until we hit those prior lows, which would also be the bottom of the channel, excuse me, prior highs, to backtest them and flip them to support. And then we might be able to make another move up. Now, if we don't hold these prior highs in the support and push up, then if we start to lose them, we absolutely could come back down. And look at, this is a good example. These were your prior highs. You came down, you backtested them, you held it, you pushed up to new highs. But if we don't, we could come back all the way back down to backtest this value area high of this accumulation range. This is our big accumulation range here. This bottoming range. So we could drop all the way down to 5% to backtest this. And I want to just check out our, yeah, that's where your golden pocket is too. Let's get rid of this one. So very nice there. Coming down to 5%. This for me is, I would expect at least some sort of bounce from here. So remember, USDT dominance is inverse of the crypto coins. So say the altcoins are pumping and a lot of the altcoins are coming up to key resistance and USDT dominance is at key support, you know it's time to take profits because this could bounce here, meaning dominance is going to go back up. And if the altcoin's at resistance, that means the altcoin's going to go down too. So pay attention to that 5%, exactly that 5% area. First is 5.696 or like 5.6, 5.7, let's say, is your prior highs. And that might give us a little bit of a bounce if we're going to keep continuing up in the bearish trend for Bitcoin. Okay, XRP. Let me check the chat real quick before. We'll do XRP, we'll do BCH. Let's check Bitcoin again real quick. Let me check this chat. BTC's dumping. Okay, Chainlink. Yeah, Time Attack, welcome in, man. Absolutely, we'll do Chainlink as well. And thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you modding. I use Shure microphones with my guitar and vocal rig. Wow, awesome, David. Without spending $1,200 or more on a Sennheiser. Yeah, Sennheisers are really good. I have a pair of Sennheiser headphones. Yeah, I like this Shure microphone a whole lot. Tau, BTC's dumping. Okay, let's check. Let me check Bitcoin, guys. I'm sorry, I got a little bit off tangent there. Like we said, this was the area to look for it, and that lower high. Gosh, we showed this golden pocket. If you wanted to get into a short and you missed the swing failure pattern, this was it right here. And now we are dumping. So watch coming down to that VWAP. That's going to be my first take profit, guys, is at this VWAP area. And I'm only going to take out a little bit, maybe like 10% of the trade, because the reason why is this could be a much bigger dump to the downside. This could end up dumping all the way to 78K. Okay, because we're in a sideways range and we're rejecting. This is our third tap of that channel. Remember that fib channel, third tap. This could be the big rejection here. This really could be. We have to be careful here. I'm not saying it's going to come straight down. We might not even make it down there, guys. We might be in a bullish scenario where we're going to break back into this thing. But seeing this rejection here, it's a little bit worrisome for me. First tap, second tap, third tap. Are we going to start to break down here? We grabbed the liquidity above the highs. Are we about to break down here? The overall larger trend is a downtrend, and this is still a bearish backtest of our fib channel. Okay, let's see here. Looks like more pump and dump action today. Yeah, and remember, guys, oftentimes the market makers really play with retail on big days like before the FOMC. We know the FOMC rate cut is tomorrow. We know that it's a very high chance they're going to cut rates, and they're probably just going to do another 25% rate cut, which has already been baked into the price. So you see a bunch of people buying before in anticipation of that rate cut. And tomorrow, when we get that lackluster headline of a 25% basis cut or 25-point basis cut, but then Jerome Powell comes out hawkish, that could be a very big trap where everyone was getting super bullish today on this little pump, and then we could see a big move down. It happens over and over and over, this shenanigans that go on around these FOMC meetings. And just be aware. Just be aware, guys. This could be the big dump now. Yeah, people buying the top did ensure the move back down, and I described that at the beginning of the stream. Look at this. I mean, late longers ruining it for everyone. Right at the top of the pump, of the last few, 30 minutes of the pump, huge buys coming in, fresh buys coming in at the top. Like how into resistance, Now, I will say this. We're seeing a huge drop in open interest right now. All those longs are now becoming underwater. Remember, those longs go down to about here, right where our low was just made. So we just stopped out, or we just trapped a lot of these longs. They're either going to defend their position right here, right now, or we're going to keep dropping. And if we keep dropping, it can get very aggressive to the downside. And look at this. You are seeing longs defend right now. Longs are stepping in. Fresh longs are stepping in. So they're defending their positions. They longed right up in here. And sure enough, look at that. They're trying to defend their position right now. Let's see if it works is the question. I'm not so sure it's going to work. Yeah, but this was a big drop in open interest here. Wow. Okay. Let's see if they can hold here. But a lot of these guys are already underwater. And if we kind of trap all of them underwater, it can be used for fuel to push us down much more. But interesting to see right at kind of the base where we started seeing long step in towards the top of the move. They're trying to defend their position right now, instead of getting out of it at break even when they were longing into resistance. 91.5 is the next place I'm interested in. Yeah, we do have some single prints in there. 91K, could find support around this level. Yep. Okay. I looked at Sol BTC, Super BTC. Looks way more bullish against BTC. Yes, it did. Jafuel, Solana, and Ethereum. I don't know I haven't looked at Super against Bitcoin, but they did. We can look at Super against Bitcoin. Where would you put stop loss right now in this local area down for a long? So where would I long? Okay, let's look at this. I would probably have to long that. The first level I'd be even remotely interested in longing is the VWAP. Now, if we're looking at scalp long opportunities, the VWAP always will bounce you in a bullish day. So we were spending a lot of time away from that VWAP, and that's why we're dropping to the VWAP. If you start to bounce from the VWAP, I would personally wait until we get that bounce. So you're going to be longing a little bit after the bounce, like up in this area. My stop would go below the VWAP, and I would be targeting at least the higher low golden pocket. So you'd pull a golden pocket from the highs down to the VWAP lows, and this area would be my TP. And look at that's still a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio on that scalp position, which could play out in less than a day. But the bigger, you have to keep in context the bigger bias, and the bigger bias is that we keep rejecting from our macro resistance, this fib channel. So this thing, yeah, it might bounce from here. It might do something like this. That's bounce, boom, and then continue overall downtrend. I will say this. Let me just get rid of all this. This could also be the start of a mini impulse down. 1, 2, your 2 often retraces to the golden pocket. This could be a big third wave to come down to VWAP. You might get a small bounce from VWAP for a 4 and then a 5. And this is the start. This is your 5-wave impulse of a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down now. Dang. Yeah. I mean, guys, we knew that this was resistance here. That's why I entered short here. Let me check out. Yeah. So Ethereum is back testing our key support. So this has got to hold for Ethereum as well. Do we see bull divs here? Or do we see continued bullish momentum here? Let's see. 3 minute. Hidden bull divs. Money flow is still coming up on the 3 minute as we're bouncing from this general area. We haven't quite back tested that VWAP at pretty much 3,300, right at 3,300. The thing is, guys, if we wick above this but close our daily candle below 3,300, that's going to look bad. That's going to look real bad. This spot level is the level to hold for more upside. Yes. I mean, on Bitcoin, I think we could drop a little bit more. Ethereum, I think this is our level we want to hold. Don't long, let it burn. Yep. On the 5 minute, it looks like a series of 1, 2s, and then the 3 currently on the 4th, right? Are you talking about on Bitcoin here? Let's go to the 5 minute and let's go to Bitcoin. And for the day, yeah, I mean, you could say that series of 1, 2s in here, your big third wave, and now we're going to get some 4, 5s in here. So yeah, the intraday impulse up from the low yesterday. So let's now look at our 4th wave targets then. Let's pull our Fibonacci from the lows of wave 3 to the highs of wave 3, put on your wave 4 targets, and you're bouncing from the 382. And that 382 is a target for a 4th wave. So absolutely. Also, look at this. If this is the end, this is a 3-wave corrective move to bounce in a wave 4. Now we're going to get a new wave 5 making a higher high, and then we could get another 4, 5, 4, 5. So let's see here. We got the only problem with this is this looks like a 3-wave corrective move here. You don't want to, your impulse starting wants to be, what I would say is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you have overlap. That can't happen either. So yeah, that's why you have to say 1, 2s in here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you have 3 1, 2s. You would have to get 3, 4, 5s. Now, if your 1, 2s are really small like this, your 4, 5s do tend to be bigger. Let's just not even use Elliott waves. Let's say in a strong trend, the 382 bounces you. So we're pulling the 382 from the lows of wave 3 to the highs of wave 3. But let's say, okay, you don't know about Elliott waves at all. You're going to pull it from yesterday's lows to today's highs. That 382 just below us could be the area where you do bounce. So maybe we're going to come to like 92.6, 91, or like 92.7, let's say. If you're in the short from this area, I would hold it. Of course, maybe you can pull some out, move stop loss to break even. Because there is a possibility this thing's about to nuke tomorrow, you know, and maybe later today. But so far, we do have bullish momentum. We are bouncing from the 382. 3-wave corrective move down so far. Yeah, volume also decreasing on the drop. Dropping down, volume decreasing here. Looks more corrective so far for the moment. I have to say the probabilities go with the corrective move so far. Let's pull a little 5-minute channel of this correction. Man, Ethereum came down to that level. Damn. All right. I was going to add back in. So if we get another low in here, I might add to my Ethereum long. Okay, let's get back to some of those altcoins that we were going to look at. Chainlink, I'm going to go through Chainlink right now for a time attack. Then we'll go through some of the other coins. Chainlink, yeah, we're back testing the same thing Ethereum's doing. We're back testing that naked weekly point of control at the bottom of the pitchfork. So here's the thing, time attack on Ethereum, Chainlink. The other day on Monday, I was actually bullish on it because we broke above our POC. Now, this is a 2-year long range. This range goes back to November of 2023. And we broke above, we hit into our golden pocket and we rejected and we closed the weekly candle. The weekly candle closed below your POC and your pitchfork. I believe it was the weekly candle. No, sorry, let me get rid of that. Yeah, it was your weekly candle wicked above to the golden pocket, but closed below. This next week, we're coming up and we're testing it again. So we're at the key back test right now. But today, we could be seeing another fake out because look at what happened. We just grabbed liquidity from Wednesday's high, excuse me. Just grabbed liquidity and now we're dumping. So this could be a swing failure pattern here. And you could be looking at all of this as a small sideways range where we just grabbed the range high liquidity. Are we about to come out and take out the range low liquidity? We did already take out the range low liquidity yesterday. On the weekend. Now that's a weekend low. Remember, weekend lows often get taken out. This low now here at 13.2, 13.18, I mean. So as long as we can close the daily candle, because we already had one fake out back inside the point of control, and then we lost it after rejecting from POC. But we had one fake out back into the pitchfork and back above your POC. Now this is a second try of that. It's less likely to be a fake out this time. So now look at where we're back testing. We're back testing the naked weekly point of control that was fresh until earlier today. And it's also your pitchfork. This could be the ultimate level where we're breaking back into the pitchfork. We took our local liquidity, got a local scalp short. Take profit level could be the back test of the pitchfork before moving up higher and coming up to that 17.65 area. I really do like this area up here. Swing failure pattern, your anchored VWAP is up there, and that anchored VWAP is going to be from the lows at $10. And it's also going to be, I believe it's your golden pocket as well. Golden pocket's a little bit lower. So yeah, let's make sure, is that a 30% drop? Okay, that's a 42% drop. So we're going to change this. All right. That golden pocket's actually going to be important because you see liquidity resting right into this log golden pocket. Let's turn on some of our levels as well. So do we have any monthlies in there? No. Do we have any weeklies? No. Do we have any dailies? Yeah. Okay. 16.36 is going to be big, guys. 16.36 to like 16.7. I have to mark this out because it's a daily level, it's a golden pocket, and it's a liquidity area. And then, of course, our daily up here at 17.6, where we have the swing failure pattern. Let me get rid of this. Yeah. Okay. So this was a little micro support area. Micro resistance at 15.67. You see, I marked that out, but that was a very low time frame because it's just the value area high, I believe, of a range that we were looking at. Not that, but let's take this and let's bring this. Since the November 10th crash. No. Okay. I don't know why. I would say let's get rid of that there. We're hitting into our local golden pocket still. took the liquidity from Wednesday's highs, last Wednesday's highs. So it's either we close the daily candle above this, or, you know, if we do, I think we're going to make a move up to this golden pocket at 16.3 and then potentially even up to 17.6. I have to say money flow looks pretty good here. Let's go to the hourly chart. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. NAMI is showing slight bear divs. Money flow starting to drain out. Let's look at our 15-minute. Not the worst looking, but I don't like. Yeah, we did have some bear divs coming up into that swing failure pattern. The one thing, guys, is we took the liquidity at your golden pocket, lower highs here, higher highs here, took the liquidity. If we lose this level that we're trying to hold right now, I mean, we could come a little bit lower to VWAP, but if we lose VWAP, then we could be seeing a much bigger drop here. We do not want to lose VWAP. Okay, let me check the chat here real quick. And I know there's some more coins I have to look at. Oh, Samuel, thank you so much, man. Welcome in, first of all. Thank you so much for modding, and thank you so much for the super chat. Dude, I appreciate you so much. You're always here for me. So kind. Thank you for that, man. And yeah, guys, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And, you know, thank you all for being here. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Let me get a drink of water here. Okay, let's get back to the altcoins. I want to check Bitcoin real quickly. Still attempting to bounce from that 382, which is pretty good if you're thinking in terms of bulls. We did ADA Doge. Let's see here. BCH. Let me check BCH really quickly. Let me know. I'm going to scroll down at the bottom of the chat and let me know if Bitcoin is doing something, guys, and we'll scroll back to Bitcoin. All right. Let's go to the daily real quick. Yeah, I'm going to pull that range from March of 2024 where all those altcoins made really good highs. We're above the value area high of that range, which is pretty good. I don't like how we didn't backtest this point of control on these lows here. And then I would even look at this top daily upper range. After this push up ended, we want to pull that sideways price action. And so we're going to focus on that price action for now. Okay, we took out that weekly high. We have a weekly up there. Yeah, I see a potential pitchfork here, but we'll look. Man, that's, yeah. Lower high, and then your higher low here. Look at this nice accumulation down here. This was a weekly accumulation range. Tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, accumulation, expansion, back test of the pitchfork band, push up. So we're trying to break above this midline of the pitchfork. But that is one of the nicest accumulation ranges I've ever seen right there, followed by one of the nicest expansions I've ever seen. This could be distribution, though. Be aware, guys. This could be distribution up here. But your tap 1 is higher than your tap 2. And remember, the tap 2's always got to be higher than tap 1. So I would say it's less likely to be a finished distribution. Okay, that was your weekly, and then let's throw on this weekly. Let's go to the daily. All right, there's more down there, but we won't mark it out yet. What I do like here is you can see we were bouncing, we were rejecting from the pitchfork midline. We broke above it with volume, back tested it, and now we're pushing up. We haven't quite made it up to the value area high of our local daily range that goes back to August. So we might push up a little bit higher to actually hit that value area high and to take out this liquidity. Wow, actually, this looks pretty nice here. A 1, a 2, right up into your golden pocket area, a 3, 4, 5. You have your 5-wave push. Now we could be looking at a bigger zigzag correction with your C wave being that 5-wave impulse in here, contracting diagonal, and a flat, sort of a flat before dumping. You have your bigger WXY or ABC flat, and then dump. And the dump would be to take out your A wave lows, which is your 5-wave impulse down here. Okay, and then we can throw on this little guy here. I don't know if you're looking to accumulate this like on spot or if you're buying, trading this. If you're trading it, you have your local 2-hour range here. You know, coming down to POC and VWAP right now. I bet you this will, it looks like it's going to hold. We could make a move up to this value area high at 612.6. Okay, nothing really in here for weeklies. Okay, we're getting some nice confluences that we're developing here. So here's the thing, guys. Above us, so we have our local 2-hour range here. I'm not so much looking at that too much right now. Let's pull this bigger range from August. Going back to August, your value area low is going to be right near a naked daily point of control. And it's also going to be, let's pull our fib from the lows of this push up to our highs. Ooh, actually that's nice too. Damn. That's actually nice too, because look at, you have a liquidity grab of this kind of descending channel, the lows here into that golden pocket, but we're not quite there yet. I would say your first little level of support is between the naked daily and the daily with your value area low in there. And then your resistance is above naked daily and value area high. Those are kind of your two levels you want to be watching. For me, other than those two, I wouldn't be interested in taking anything in between. I don't care that there's a naked daily here. I don't care that there's a daily level here. I mean, that and that are what I'm interested in. If you don't hold this, coming a little lower to grab this liquidity into the golden pocket at 503, 508 to 503. Yeah, but that that value area high, liquidity grab, value area high. Your naked daily and daily are in there as well. And that is, of course, going to be your small range in there. If you look at that small range, that's also going to be the value area high of that small range. Actually, it's lower than that. So, yeah, we've already played those out. So we got to go from this one. Yeah, you're rejecting from your point of control and golden pocket right now. So you can see this push down, come up to golden pocket, reject. If we reject here, we're probably going to come down and sweep out your range lows into your daily range lows. So if you're scalping, now for me, I'm not interested in this, but if you're scalping, looking at if you reject here from point of control and your golden pocket coming down to your daily level and your liquidity grab could be a scalp long. And what I would do is I wouldn't long the daily level. I would want to see a push down here, grabbing the liquidity. And then once we get back above the daily, I would long this. Stop would go below that liquidity grab, and I would be targeting the value area high of the range because you just took out the range lows. Now you want to come take out the range highs. Of course, a TP1 would be the naked daily point of control daily level. That's still a 4-to-1, and then taking out the highs, it's a 5-to-1. Overall, though, on this thing, yeah, you're attempting to flip your midline, your pitchfork midline. You bounce from the bottom, pushed up here. You're chopping around, forming this bigger range. Yeah, okay, so definitely you're above your value area high. You can see this range in here was trying to break the value area high. Now we've clearly broke above it, and we're forming a range above it. This could be a failed auction. If you fall back below 547, it's going to be real bad news. But if you come down here and bounce from it, then I would expect you to break out of this range to the upside to your weekly. Okay. Yeah, Samuel is awesome, man. Samuel, thank you so much for the super chats. I really appreciate that. And by the way, you don't have to do that, man. You already mod for me. You're here on every stream. I just appreciate you, man. I appreciate all you guys and all the mods as well. Especially, not as well, especially you guys. Okay, let's get back to some of the other coins here. Did we check XRP? XRP. All right, guys. So XRP for the last couple days, for this week, since last Monday, November 24th, couple weeks, we've been in this descending channel. We're kind of rejecting from the top of the channel, and it's also the POC of your range from the crash lows. You can see after the crash happened, the big October 10th crash, we are in a sideways range. We are trying to break back into the value area. Look at this. Attempt on the weekend, attempt on Wednesday. Now we're finally breaking back into it. We're back testing it now. If we can back test this right now and hold, XRP is going to make new highs. XRP is going to at least come up to the POC, which is 220. Also, 220 happens to be an important level. So I would actually look at this. It doesn't, man, we're really struggling here. This is the VWAP and the value area low back test. Resistance. It could be flipped to support right now. If we do, 220 is definitely the next level. I know we had something there. Let's see. Was it a naked daily? No. Was it a naked weekly? No. Daily level there. You have a daily level there as well. So, man, let's look at this actually. It's your 0.5 Fibonacci as well. And the reason why I'm looking at that is if we scroll in and look at the low time frames again, kind of like we were looking at on Bitcoin, these could be little 1-2s in here. 1 2 1 2, your big third wave. Now you have a 4 5 4 5 coming up to that daily level. That could just be your intraday impulse for the day. Here. Yeah, I mean, guys, it doesn't look too bad. I would wait until we get above this little area here at 211.7. But if we start breaking above 211.7, we might be able to push up to this 220-ish mark. Higher time frame stuff on XRP, we can look at, you know, we did bounce from our key golden pocket down here. I don't like how we front ran on the weekend. We front ran taking out this liquidity into your golden pocket. So that is a little bit troublesome for me. And you can see I'm looking at this descending channel price action of this here. And we're still not breaking out of the channel. What we want to see is a break of the channel. If we can break that, we're going to come up here. So what I would expect, if XRP is going to remain bullish here, break above the channel, reject from 220 to come back down to back test the channel. If it holds, you're going to work your way up to 228 to 232. You have a golden pocket up there. You have your liquidity up there. And there was also something else up there. Was it a naked daily? No. Okay, well, golden pocket liquidity grab alone is worth it. Yeah, I mean, and you would be sweeping all these lower highs in here to come up to 232. Oops. Yeah, money flow's curving up nicely. I don't like how this, you don't see bull divs here, even on these two lows, because this was a higher low over the weekend. Not good to see that. If we had a lower low there, you would have had some nice bull divs on the chart. You would have had some nice bull divs on the chart. You don't. Real quickly, guys, while I just was reminded of this, the trading competition ended on the 5th. And don't worry, we are going to give away the prizes to the winners. BYDFI has contacted me, and they are letting me know that their team is getting the results put together. As soon as they give those to me, I will let you guys know the winners of the trading competition. We'll make sure you guys all get your prize money, and we'll make sure that everyone, 5 people that even participated within the trading competition are going to get 20% of the prize pool, and someone's going to randomly get some Samsung earbuds. So when they get me that information, I'll probably present it on a live stream. I'll reach out to you guys. You guys can DM me in the Telegram, and we'll get you in. We'll get you, make sure you get your prizes that you guys got or your money that you guys earned there. While we're on the subject, BYDFI is the main sponsor of the channel, the main partner of the channel. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the descriptions, you can get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees, and you can actually earn up to 40% if you deposit some of the larger amounts into the exchange. They're offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, and they have some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. For instance, if you deposit $100, you can get a 50% bonus, and then they're doing various 20% and 10% deposit bonuses, depending on how much you deposit in the exchange. And I have partnered with BYDFI to create a Telegram community. The Telegram community is free. All you need to do, it is a private group, and all you need to do to join the Telegram community is sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link in the description and deposit $100 into the exchange. Once you've done that, you click the Telegram link in the description of this video, and once you're in that Telegram verify channel, you're going to type in /verify in your user ID, which will be right up here, and that'll get you access to the Telegram. In that Telegram, I keep you guys updated on what I'm thinking on Bitcoin, let you know, hey guys, we are at resistance, or hey guys, Solana's at this level. I try to post trade setups in there for you guys, let you guys know what I'm thinking on the market. It's free to get in. For me, it's a win-win for everyone. You guys get the discounts. You guys can get the bonus, initial deposit bonuses and access to the Telegram. And that $100 you're depositing into the exchange is your money to trade with. So if you're interested, both links to BYDFI and Telegram are in the description below. The second partner of the channel is Nami, and you guys see me every single live stream, every single video. I'm looking at Nami to see if there's confirmation. Like, as we're coming down to backtest this area, do I see low time frame confirmation that this is going to bounce here? So for me, it's a tool to use. Like, if I see bull divs as we're coming down to backtest this, I'd say, okay, guys, it's likely that we're going to backtest this value area low and VWAP, and we're going to bounce, and we're going to continue pushing up to 220 here. And so I'm always looking at my indicators, and Nami's been an invaluable tool for trade confirmations and entry and exits on trades. If you're interested in purchasing Nami, I partnered with them to do a 50% off for you guys. So if you use my affiliate link in the description and the discount code Divine50, you can get 50% off of Nami. And then lastly, we do have Bybit and MEXC, both great exchanges, both offering some rewards if you sign up using my affiliate link, some discounts on trading fees. And it's just a good way to help out the channel and say thank you. So all those links are in the description. And thank you guys for listening to that. We'll get back to the TA here. Okay, so XRP. Yeah, so for XRP, guys, I think that, I mean, we're in this key crucial backtest right now of the value area low because we're trying to break above it for the day and flip it to support. If we can, almost guaranteed to work our way up to 220. After we might see a small rejection from 220 to backtest that channel breakout and then work our way up to 230, 228 to 231. If we do reject here at the top of the channel, you can see we kind of stalled at the top of the channel and we lose this support that we're at right now. I do think it's a probability that we could come down to this naked daily and the daily level at 203. And it would also grab all this liquidity in here. We have a channel midline of our bigger channel. Let me go to the 4-hour chart. Of our much bigger pink descending channel. I know this is really messy. Let me turn off these levels first off. Bigger pink descending channel midline would be down at 203. And then your smaller channel in here, your channel midline is also a little bit below that, or right, you know, right in that general area. It looks like we're, yeah, we need this to hold. We need this to hold. If it does, here, if not, here. That's, in my opinion, that's what we're going to see. Okay, let's see. Let's check Bitcoin real quick. And I will look at some of the other alts. The thing is, guys, if Bitcoin doesn't hold this 382 to 0.5 level, man, we could see this here was the major dump area. Third tap as well, guys. Third tap as well. We got the back test at the golden pocket at the very beginning of the stream. That was pretty much my entry on my short this morning anyway, so I didn't look to re-enter there, but I did let you guys know this would be the area to re-enter. We didn't have good confirmation there as well. Okay. So we got Tau and Aster. We did chain link. Yeah, red week. Imagine if Bitcoin finishes red with a red week. You know what? We could have just set up an all-time trap if we were going to dump tomorrow on a hawkish Jerome Powell, because we pretty much know it's going to be a 25% basis point cut. 25 points of a cut, a 0.25%. So if he comes out hawkish and we're rejecting from key resistance on the third tap and, you know, just really coming out bearish, which I think it's a possibility because the way he's been acting with Trump, he knows he's about to leave. You know, maybe he's going to just politically try to wreck things before he leaves or just create turmoil. I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. Okay, on the 5-minute, yep, we did that. Okay. Arping, thank you so much for that comment. We are blessed to have Divine Hood doing all this great TA for us. Great community you are building here. Yeah, thank you. And part of it is because of you, man, because of you and the other mods. I appreciate all of you guys so much. This community is a great community. We have very positive people in here. We have very educated people in here. And if we keep building this thing out, guys, we could really develop a trading community that we all kind of help each other. We all throw ideas out at each other where then you know, we can help master the markets and scrape money from the markets every single day. That's the goal as a trader. We don't have to know what the price is going to do. We mark out those levels of interest and we take action if we have confirmation. So yeah, I appreciate what we're building here, and I appreciate all of you guys. Okay, let's see here. Oop, what am I doing here? Okay, AVAX. Yeah, we'll look at AVAX. We'll look at Aster, and we'll look at Super. So against BTC. But AVAX here, wow, AVAX does these weird chops like this, guys. AVAX will it's so algo traded because you'll see it like pump like crazy, and then it will literally just go sideways, and then pump like crazy, and then go sideways. But we are at the 786 Fibonacci, but we're breaking out of this descending channel here. And actually, let me check the other one because I think that descending channel, yeah, this descending channel is a much better descending channel, but you can see the low that we had was the bounce from the bottom of the pitchfork and the descending channel. Another bounce from the bottom of the pitchfork and kind of a third tap. We did front run it, but once again, the 3-tap scenario, guys, that 3-tap scenario, and creating these lower highs. I think we might be about to break out of this and at least break up to our pitchfork band at 16.3 to 16.5. That's where I would be looking. Now, you do have a naked daily point of control at 15.6, and I believe there was something else there as well. Let's see here. I mean, this internal liquidity is right there. You can see internal liquidity at 15.8, and then if we turn on our naked daily points of controls, a little bit below that at 15.6 is our naked daily. But this golden pocket right here is where I'm interested. Look at that golden pocket in perfect confluence with the back test of the channel. Pitchfork band, excuse me. So larger perspective here. Let me just hide this descending channel. First of all, this was our macro support. It was an order block. Nice order block in there. A daily order block at the bottom of your pitchfork. And we grabbed, and it was the value area low of our accumulation range. This was our bear market accumulation range. So we came down to the undervalued bear market price after rejecting from a very, very key resistance at $36. Guys, that resistance up there was so key. It was a swing failure pattern, point of control, naked weekly point of control, weekly level, daily, log golden pocket, pitchfork band. So much resistance up here. We were expecting a dump from this. At least a back test of our $23 range from 36 to 23, which is a big move. But we fell down below it. You see that back test right here we were expecting from this drop. And we came all the way to the bottom of our bearish pitchfork. Now, this here, guys, if we form a rounded bottom in here, this thing could push up easily to back test the value area low of this kind of sideways price action. Actually, yeah, that's where we're at now, about to be where we're at now at 15.3. Okay. What I would look at is pulling this to that sideways range. So yeah, 17.68. First order business is coming up to this golden pocket, but let's think in terms of the more macro scenario. You're bouncing from the bottom of the pitchfork. If you can break out of this kind of little triangle consolidation we're seeing here, you can kind of see we're seeing a triangle in here. If you look at the wick here to the candle body here to this candle body, and then these 3 candle wicks here, if you can break out of this and even come up to hit your golden pocket, you'd be bouncing from the bottom of the pitchfork to backtest the lower band. We're probably going to see a rejection there, and then we could come down, create a new low, come back up to golden pocket, and then create like that bigger bottoming pattern that might take a few months to play out. But if USDT dominance is about to drop, like we were looking at, USDT dominance is about to drop, we could absolutely make it up to 16.3 to 16.5, where our golden pocket and backtest of the pitchfork band is. It's probably going to take a couple days. It's not going to do one big green candle all the way up there. It's probably going to take another week to push up there, but that would be a really good level to look at. But in the meantime, if you're looking at trading AVAX within this range, pull this bottoming price action. After this big impulse ends down, or after this big descending channel ends, hitting into your value area low, now we can look at the sideways range that is developing. And we can even kind of pull our trend lines here. Let's see. We'll do that. And then we could do from here to the candle bodies, which were on the 4 hour, I believe it was, or daily. We want to kind of do that. Either way, it's not the cleanest channel triangle. I don't really care about trading triangles anyways, per se. But this is our range. This is our sideways range here. Okay, so let's just take these off. That's our sideways range. And we're breaking above the value area high of the range with some volume, a spike of volume to the upside. Nice big spike on the volume here. So what I would be looking at now is, first of all, getting up to that 15.6 to 15.8. But if we do reject here and start to roll over, like if Bitcoin starts to roll over here, I think that what we need to watch for is the back test of the value area high. If it holds, then we're going to come take out these two lower highs here, pushing up to 15.6, 15.8. We might do a small liquidity grab to back test your prior highs before working your way up to 16.3 to 16.5. But that 16.3 to 16.5 is your big resistance above. That's the level we want to see us hit. Okay, that was that. Let me check Aster real quick. Aster USD. Wow, it's been a while since we checked this one. So let's just get rid of some of this small stuff here. This has obviously been ran through. Our final support level did hold, but we broke through a couple others. This is our sideways range. After the November 10th crash happened, we've been ranging sideways. We're at the value area low of the range. Once again, guys, this rejection, I don't like these higher lows here. Higher low, higher low. If we would have taken out that low on December 1st, it would have been a lot better. But this was a pretty harsh rejection from your point of control. Man, yeah. So I would play this range towards the top of the range. You have your weekly and value area high. Actually, let's make sure that's still a fresh weekly even. It is not. Okay, that's a fresh daily still. And we have a daily. Has that been tapped? Let's see if that's been tapped. No. There's also that guy, but Yeah. All right. We've got some interesting levels here. I like this value area low naked daily down here at 93.45. That would definitely be a little support level for me. If we're just going to kind of hold this value area low, you see we're coming down to value area low. If we come down again to this area, remember you want to long near the lows of the range. And with a naked point of control being down there, that is a nice level. The daily is still fresh. Was that naked daily down there as well? No, this is no longer a level. So support this general area. Now, our resistance above us, we do have to look at this golden pocket. And the reason why this does look a bit impulsive on this push down. And so if we see a 3-wave corrective move here to come up to your golden pocket naked daily, it could be a lower high before coming back down and taking out both of these lows. You would see your 3-wave overall bigger corrective move to take out these lows. And then you might be able to kind of push back up here on Aster. So that's a resistance area. Yeah, and then the next resistance I'd be looking at, it's kind of a big zone, is this here, but I would really be looking at if you want to go like a box within a box, your sniper levels, the liquidity grab of these highs into that naked daily at 108.85. And then let's pull our golden pocket from the highs of our daily range to our current lows down there. This golden pocket, is that more than a 30% drop? Yes, it's going to be. So we're going to. Yeah. Okay. I don't like this log golden pocket too much. I mean, there is some liquidity from some lower highs resting into that log golden pocket, but this is the big area. Your log 786, value area high, and weekly level. Yeah, money flow on the 2 hours starting to come up. Let's look at a larger time frames here. Man, see, if we would have just made a lower low here, we would have had some really nice bull divs. We do have hidden bull divs on the 8 hour. Money flow starting to bottom out on NAMI and Market Cipher B here. Daily is bottoming out and money flow starting to come up, and no bull divs because this wasn't a lower low here, but you do have money flow starting to curve up here. I would say you're near the lows of this thing, though. If you're looking at Aster, buying around the value area low of this range, is a good 93 cents or so, is a really good level to, is for spot. If you're looking at accumulating this on spot, and I have to say, this looks pretty nice here. You did have bull divs coming into that low. Lower lows here, higher lows here. Your money flow starting to come up here very nicely. You have a nice trigger wave with a higher low into your golden pocket. You had the bull divs confirmed on NAMI as well. Yeah, I would even say it looks like we're going to at least come up to be able to break out these highs, break above these highs. Now, if we drop right now, I would still be looking at that 93.45, 93.45 area. And we might be able to bring it up to your $1 area, 101. Okay, let me check one more real quick, and then I'll read the chat. US Super BTC. Ooh. Dang. I mean, it's to be expected with a smaller altcoin that you earn a constant downtrend against Bitcoin. Once again, this theme we see on Super, guys, is wicks to the upside. Wicks to the upside. Every push up is selling off. All these wicks to the upside. Every push up gets sold off. I just don't like the way Super looks as far as every time we see this, we're seeing those push. We do see bull divs on the daily on Market Cypher B, and money flow is starting to curve up here. All these wicks in general right here are very concerning to me. Every chance people get, they're selling this stuff off. Yeah, I would be looking at trading this little range in here. Kind of your triangle you're developing. We rejected bounce from value area low, rejected value area high. We've lost POC, back tested POC, rejected. So we're probably going to come down and hit, and we're losing VWAP right now and back testing VWAP. So we're probably going to keep dropping here on Super to take out these lows. You know, whatever that is, 0.0000268. But you kind of have your trend there. So coming down to that value area low, you could still maintain that trend of higher lows. And then I would even just be looking at this guy here. Something like that. Okay, we did cover ETH already. But let's check ETH out because I actually want to see if I can add to my ETH trade. So Ethereum was coming down. We broke above 3,300. We're coming down to backtest that prior resistance now as support. If this holds, we're going to work our way up to 3,600. If it doesn't, gosh, well, I mean, first we would definitely drop to VWAP, but we might drop even further. Ethereum is, yeah, see how we broke above this anchored VWAP? We want to back test it now locally. And if we hold it, we're going to push up here. And look at all this liquidity in here that we could take out, all these lower highs. But Ethereum's bouncing from a macro support level. Pitchfork. Actually, let's check this ascending channel out. Yeah, and look at that. That's the back test of the ascending channel, too. You're breaking your ascending channel. Midline respected here. So you're breaking out of the channel. If you back test this here, this could be a base channel. Now, guys, in a very bullish scenario, ETH could be about to explode because in a double 1-2 impulse, you often make these 1-2s within a channel, and your third wave breaks out of the channel. You'll see an immediate breakout backtest, and it continues up, but all of this is the third wave. And then you start getting your exhaustion, and then you start getting your 4-5s in here. I mean, that's your bullish case scenario, and this is a perfect base channel to start that impulse. This is like a really nice base channel at macro support of your pitchfork midline. Man, you know what? This might be a push up to 3,600, 3,700 in your third wave. So this all could be a third wave. Then you could get a rejection, 4, 5, 4, 5s, something like that. Now your 4, 5s would be bigger because your 1, 2s are pretty big here. If that's the bull scenario. All right, let me check this chat here. Nami is better than Market Cipher. It's similar, but in my opinion, yeah, it's definitely quicker, man. An awesome decrypto. I'm so glad you got that, man. I hope you were able to use one of those really good discount codes to get Nami. But for me, it definitely is quicker in confirming the divs. And also the bear divs on money flow and the bull divs on money flow are a lot nicer and quicker on Nami. So for me, it's been really valuable tool. Really, really valuable. Yeah, I'm expecting Pal to be hawkish as well. I really am expecting Pal to be hawkish. Okay, Nami is better. Okay. Your market barometer is USDT dominance. It's still holding the weekly 200 moving average as support. Unless that breaks, we get no sustainable rally. Yeah, very interesting, that 200 MA on USDT dominance. The trend is up on dominance. The higher trend, of course, the last week or two we've been dropping, but we did come up to the top of our macro channel, our bigger daily channel, descending channel, and we're rejecting from this key area. So dominance might keep dropping over the next couple of weeks, at least until we get down to that like 5.7% area. Or we could even drop to the 5% area. But this area here, man, I bet you we're going to get a bounce from there, even if it's to make a lower high before making another lower low and seeing an altcoin season. But 5%, very important level. Okay, Aster the market and collect fun coupons. Yeah. Okay, I like Aster. I used to have some Aster. Yeah, the normal Swede. Thank you for the comment, man. Thank you so much to everyone here in Divine Hood. Thank you so much, bros. Learning every single stream. I'm so glad you're learning, man. And a great attitude to have, man. If you keep having this attitude and you just keep learning like this, I guarantee you, it might take some time and it might take some discipline, but I guarantee you, you can get really good at trading and just at least develop a style that is profitable for you. And here's the thing, guys, there's a million different styles out there, strategies out there that can be profitable. A lot of it's about discipline and risk management. So find a strategy that works for you. It doesn't have to be using Market Cipher B or Nami. It doesn't have to be channels, pitchforks. It doesn't have to be, it could be whatever you want it to be that works for you. And once you find that, it's about learning risk management and discipline. Yeah, Nami does show divergence is faster, and it comes with other really nice indicators. Yeah, I love it, Decrypto. Okay, we did ETH USDT. Yep. Okay, buy sell. What level's good to long Solana? Okay, let's look at Solana again. Yeah, I know, right? Jofuel, all you hear is all the zeros. Well, it's to be expected, though, man. Here's the thing. Solana is breaking up to the top of our range. We have this bigger sideways range on Solana between the point of control and your value area low. And I really do think this rejection we're seeing here is not good. We're rejecting from the top of the pitchfork band and your point of control here. The really, man, this is starting to get bad here on Solana. And we're losing our support now, or our resistance now, which was trying to be flipped to support. So we can pull a golden pocket from the lows of earlier today or yesterday to our highs today. Let's turn on that golden pocket. And that golden pocket coming in, I don't like how it's above our pitchfork band. No, let's look at this. Man, this rejection we're seeing is really bad here. on Solana. And remember, I talked about this range is likely to continue here between value area low and POC. So we're rejecting here and we're starting to dump pretty harsh. We could come all the way down. Let me get rid of this green box because this is already played out. We could come all the way down to our naked weekly point of control down here. And let's now pull our fib from the lows on Sunday on the weekend to our highs that we made today. Yeah. For longs on Solana, yeah, I would say I want to make sure that's a fresh weekly. No, that is not a fresh weekly. Why was that there? Is this an old chart? Man, I would have to say that 127 area. Like that's where I would be interested. I know we might not drop that far, but 127, you have a daily level there and you have that naked weekly point of control there at 127 to 126.6. That is honestly where I'd be looking. And you have this crucial liquidity from the weekend. Remember, weekend lows often get taken out. Weekend low into a naked daily and a naked weekly and a daily level. So if we come down here, that would be my area to look for long. Other than that, man, unless we bounce from this VWAP right now, because if you bounce from the VWAP right now, it's going to show strength and likely to continue pushing up. But this rejection that we're seeing from the POC and the top of the pitchfork band is not good. And we're really starting to dump. Is Bitcoin starting to dump too? Yeah, guys, this is why I shorted up here. I mean, we really were expecting this. We can still bounce from VWAP, but like I explained at the beginning of the stream, and I tried to harp on this, oftentimes on these major back tests, you get like a 3-tap thing that happens here. And if we do start rejecting, man, I expect us to take all of this out. Remember, this could overall be our bigger fourth wave before seeing a 5 to come down to make new lows below 80.5. Because our larger trend in our impulse to the downside is still likely to be, okay, and what's going off? BTC's going off. Okay. Yeah, we just hit the VWAP. But remember, from the all-time high, wave 1, wave 2, internal 1, internal 2, your third wave here, fourth wave, are we going to see a 5 and then another 4 and then another 5? And your ultimate target for this impulse down is to take out your lows at 74.5K because we're looking at the bigger A, B flat, C. And we have not invalidated this impulse to the downside yet. Remember, 97, 184 golden pocket is the invalidation. Let's see if we can't get a bounce in this general area. Yeah, when it comes to trading, not all in on a trade. Yeah, been there, done it. Yeah, awesome, normal Swede. And build slow. Like give yourself time. You know, if you're risking everything in every trade, you know, a couple mistakes, you're ruined, and then you're just not gonna want to try because you don't have money involved or you know, stuff like that. So just do your best to risk management and a discipline. And then once you get a process down, that's when you can start scaling in real money or just building slowly. And remember, it's always going to take slower than you want at first. You'll feel like you're doing a lot of work. Say you only have $100 account or like $1,000 account or something like that. And you make a trade, you plan out for like an hour and you make a little scalp trade that you plan for an hour and you make like $7 or $10 profit on it. You're going to say, damn, that was a lot of work for a little bit amount of money. But think in terms of the percentages, not the money, because that you can compound that and put it back in. And sure, the first year is going to feel like a lot of work for a little bit of gain. But then once you start building that portfolio up and 1% of $5,000, 1% of $10,000, 1% of $100,000, that's when you start getting into the where 1 or 2 trades a week might give you, a few $1,000s for the week to pay for everything you need. But it's going to take time to build that. And not every trade will be a winning trade, no matter how good you are at TA. Okay, there is still unfinished business at 72K. I agree, man. Fruit Miss, I agree. 72 to 70K. I think that actually 70K to 68K is very, very important support. And I do think it's still a possibility we could be coming down there. The thing is, guys, we get a little pump like this, and everyone thinks the bull market's back on. Everyone thinks, oh my gosh, everything's fixed. New all-time highs are coming. Especially when this happens a day before an FOMC day where we know market makers play shenanigans and trap people. We talked about it at the beginning of the stream. A lot of trapped longs. Look at all these trapped longs towards the top. Now they tried to defend their position earlier in the stream. They're failing. So now we're starting to squeeze them out. And look at, this is why right now we are seeing a big drop. All those late longers in here are now getting stopped out because we're breaking down below their entries of the long position. They're underwater and we're starting to break down and stop them out. Could we, bounce? And I guess the VWAP on Bybit is a little bit lower than Coinbase, but could we still bounce from the VWAP? Sure, absolutely we could. Bybit VWAP, could we kind of hold this general area? Sure, absolutely we could. Let's pull that wave 4 targets between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. All right, we're hitting the 0.5 right now. I mean, volume is still going lower and lower on this push down. Do we see something like that? I mean, it's possible still. Guys, we were developing some bigger bullish CVD divergences as well. And the target to take out those bullish CVD divergences on like the 4-hour time frame, the 1-hour time frame, were to take out your 94K highs. So we've met the target of taking out those bullish CVD divergences. And after seeing a swing failure pattern here, you expect to drop. Is Ethereum losing its support too? Yeah, it's coming down to it. Okay. Man, if we fall back inside of this channel after trying to break out of it, that could be bad. Bull divs on Solana, hidden bull divs. Okay, let's see here. What time frame are you talking about, Jofuel? 1 hour. Not really any hidden bull divs. I mean, here, yeah. You have higher lows here, you have lower lows here. So hidden bull divs. Actually, that's not even, you have to line these two up. I mean, it is hidden bull divs still. Higher lows, lower lows. You see all the hidden bull divs here. Man, Solana's really rejecting from this daily level and this POC. Look at, we hit that daily perfectly. We had a daily level, a fresh daily level that was right above the POC. Rejected perfect from that daily level. Just like the 50-minute, I didn't get in the short, the easy short of all time. So I'm hoping we get a little bit of a move. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, guys. We were at the top of the range. Think in terms of just trading our bigger sideways range. We have this sideways range between POC and value area low. We came up to your POC and your daily level. You rejected. It would have been a little bit nicer to grab the liquidity, but we also could be looking at this as kind of like a tap 1, a tap 2, a tap 3. This was part of the end of the impulse. This was a very nice 3-wave corrective move up here. So after your last low, this is when a possible redistribution range occurs, not accumulation. See, the bearish scenario is that this is redistribution and we're about to even distribute down all the way and break this range to the downside, potentially coming down to 105. Now, if we do that, we're going to be losing our pitchfork, and that's not going to be good. This pitchfork coming in around 111. 111, 112. Yeah, money flow looks pretty good on the hourly on Market Cipher B. And we are attempting to bounce from the VWAP here. Remember, we bounced exactly from that 0.5 Fibonacci just now. Bouncing from the 0.5 Fibonacci. So if we're looking at this small impulse from yesterday's low or Monday's, yesterday's low, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's a 3. We could still be in a 4, 5, 4, 5, something like that. Ending with that kind of contracting diagonal or channel. Mark, what's up, man? Welcome in, dude. Honey, I'm home. Well, welcome home, honey. Tomorrow's going to be really interesting, guys. Expect volatility. Not so much on the actual rate decision that, I think it's at noon or something like that, but expect it on the FOM, the talk. Okay, December 6th. No, here we go. So yeah, it's at noon, at least my time, noon. Federal funds rate comes out, but it's really the statement at 12:30, I think it is, that he comes out and talks. That is when we're going to see volatility kick in. Nice bounce from the 0.5 here. See, ETH is likely to break out against Bitcoin. We had some really big bullish divergences at the lows here. And what the heck? Where is this thing at? Yeah, man, coming down to that weekly would be cool, though. It doesn't look like we're going to do it. Honestly, this looks like a very clean impulse to me. All of this is a 1. So you have your 1, 2, 3, sideways 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. And are we going to push up and make a 5 in here? On ETH against Bitcoin. I still would be watching that naked daily or naked monthly, excuse me, at your golden pocket 03880. But if this is a fifth wave to make new highs, then this might be a wave 1, wave 2, pushing up in a wave 3 to take out the highs, and then a 4, 5, maybe coming up to that 1.236. I just want to see, is that really two naked monthlies right next to each other? Yeah. Naked monthly here, naked monthly here. Actually, we're hitting a fresh naked monthly. It was fresh until today. So that's where we're seeing a little bit of stallage. Yeah, man. Okay. I mean, this level up here, 38.8. This is also a naked weekly on both of these naked monthlies are also both in naked weeklies. That's not always the case, guys. Okay, anyways, I've been streaming for 3 hours, guys. I do got to get going. Please hit the like button on your way out. Remember, if you want to sign up for the Telegram, just click the link in the description. After you deposit $100 into BYDFI, click the Telegram link. Once you're in the Telegram link, type in /verify and your user ID, and that'll get you access to that Telegram. Just remember, guys, we are at key resistance, the third back test of our fib channel. And on those 3 taps, oftentimes if you reject on the 3rd tap, that's when you really can see a big drop. It's not confirmed yet, but we did reject from that lower high golden pocket we looked at the beginning of the stream. And in the larger impulse down, 1, 2, 1, 2, big 3, this could still be a 4, and we could be 5, 4, 5 here. Once again, we are not until we close a daily candle above our Fibonacci channel. I have to remain more bearish. If we can close above, I will completely flip my bias and start looking at, maybe bigger pushes to the upside. But this here, man, all of this looks like it could be a massive trap to get everyone longing, especially this last kind of week here before a bigger dump. But thank you guys so much for joining. Remember, I'll be live Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think it's next week. I am going to be gone on a Thursday, so I will stream on Wednesday instead of Thursday. I'll stream Tuesday and Wednesday. I'll let you guys know by the end of the week. But thank you guys so much for everything. Have a good day. Mark Dutch, thank you so much for joining. Time Attack, RPing, thank you. Oh, Massey33, what's up, man? Good afternoon, man. It looks like you're coming in right as I'm finishing up here. But thank you for joining. And guys, hit